Well, it was a big win for my Lions. Hopefully, my Wolverines can bounce back from that Texas game. Man, that Lions game, though, in overtime, they ran down their throat. It looked like what I wanted Michigan to be this season. Great defense, low scoring, time of possession, turnovers. By the way, Aiden Hutchinson is a beast. Anyone giving him shit, he's being held every play. They only call a few of them. He would get more sacks if the letter of the law was being, you can't grab him from that side, so he's going to get a sack. Yeah, he would get more. I'm not worried about him. Michigan alum, by the way. Second overall pick. All right. It was just a beatdown of epic proportion last week for the Michigan Wolverines. Now, what can they do versus Arkansas State at noon on Big Ten Network? Michigan fell to number 17 in the rankings. I'm surprised they're still in, really. I mean, they lost to number 3 Texas, so they're still going to be in. But is this Arkansas win going to do anything for us? Hopefully, it's a get-right game for Michigan. Arkansas is 2-0, but they beat Central Arkansas 34-31, 3-point game. And then they beat Tulsa 28-24, a 4-point game. And both of those teams are not very good. Versus those teams, Arkansas offensively is scoring 37 points per game and gaining 427 yards per game. And they are 49% on third down conversions, which is something that killed Michigan and Wink Martindale last week versus Texas. For certain. 8 of 10, they were Ewers and them boys were on third down. So, can Jalen Rayner, Arkansas's quarterback, get the job done? He's a sophomore. He's 50%, 57% on the season, 286 yards per game in the first 2 games. 3 touchdowns though is all, and 2 interceptions. He's been sacked 4 times. He is a dual threat guy with 34 carries, leads the team with 34 carries at quarterback for 122 yards. That's a 3.6 average and in 2 touchdowns. So get where I'm going with this. Defense should thrive versus Arkansas State this week. At running back, they have Zach Wallace, a senior, 31 carries, 119 yards, a 3.8 average, and he has 2 touchdowns. Jaquez Cross, the junior, had 17 carries, 55 yards, 3.2 average, no touchdowns. Michigan's defensive interior should eat these guys alive, right? Okay. At wide receiver, they seem to rely on one guy in the past game, and that is Corey Rucker, a junior. He had some great catches, 13 of them this season for 239 yards. That's an 18.4 average per reception, and he has 2 touchdowns in 2 games. There are 2 players with 8 catches for 89 yards, which is an 11.1 average, which is pretty good, Regan Ely and Courtney Jackson. Both had them 8 catches for 89 yards. At tight end, it's non-existent for them. There are 3 tight ends with 1 catch, and 11 yards is the most. They have a good, decent, they have a kicker. Clune Van Andel is 4 of 6 kicking field goals. His long is of 44 yards. So Michigan's defense should get right in this game, I believe, allowing very little points. Maybe scoring some themselves. The question is, can Michigan's offense score versus Arkansas State's defense? It's a real question. Arkansas State is giving up 27.5 points per game in their two games versus more ingenuitive offenses, though, than Michigan, maybe. So, uh, seriously, if Michigan can't have their way in this game, then we have some big problems going forward. On one hand, I know exactly what the offense will do, and so does Arkansas State, based on the predictability of the first two games this season. On the other hand, Michigan has the talent to do either. Either execute better or overhaul the entire offense philosophy, making drastic changes because USC is up next after Arkansas State. So, and they have a bye week. They'll be sitting back watching Michigan this week to see what we can do. I'm okay with Warren being the quarterback now. I'm learning under fire. If he's our guy, we need Mullings as the number one running back to be the battering ram for him, to keep people off his back. Enough of this Don inside stuff. Mullings, running back number one. Don, put him outside. Keep him on the field. He's an electric athlete. You can put him at wide receiver, slot, whatever. Or even a second running back. Have split backs. But it needs to be Mullings to wear down the defense. And then you bring in Don for the home run hitter once that front seven for the defense, or 8 or 9 or however many they're putting in. You can wear them down, and then Donovan Edwards with his electricity can find a hole and hit a home run. So USC is watching this game. I'm okay, like I said, with Warren being the quarterback and learning. No more Orgy if this is the case. Okay? Take him out of the offensive playbook, especially on third down. Let Warren learn. Throwing him into the fire, let him cook. Because Davis Warren got invaluable live game action versus Texas last week and looked good, against the prevent defense towards the end. He should learn and get better from that experience, of course. I'm actually warming up to this guy. He is no quitter. Beat leukemia. He can beat Arkansas State. If Orgy simply cannot pass, like I'm hearing on the interwebs, then he should have a position change or just transfer out. It seemed the coaching staff versus Texas and Fresno State, they wanted to please both of these quarterbacks. So as to none of them would transfer out, I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking what was going on there. And even though it was a detriment to the team. So that is a big flaw. I want to talk about Schroem more. Everyone wants him gone already after 2 games. Lost to the number 3 team in the nation, and everyone wants him out. Well, I'm not there yet. But he has to do some certain things for me to feel good about him going forward. And the thing is, with Orgy, tight end and running back rooms are loaded. They're loaded on this team. So where would you put him going forward. Should he be a defensive end with that? Yes. Yes. Now that I think about it, he should be a defensive end to help that rotation. He should be 6'3", 220, light on his feet. He knows what quarterbacks do. Oh, that would be great. Let's do that. Put him at defensive end, everybody. Michigan better win this game. Okay, I'm gonna get to my prediction here now. I didn't really go in depth. Michigan sucked, and I told you a little about Arkansas State. Michigan better win this game, 34-10 or better, 20-point victory or better. Otherwise, what are we doing? I am picturing the Fresno State game, but more offensive points, like 4 more. Here's the prediction. Michigan will win, of course, but I don't know by how much. It should be a blowout versus these guys if they do offensively what I want them to do. But I'm going 34-10. I said it earlier. That's the number I'm leaning at. I thought maybe we saw Marlon Klein. We saw some 2 tight end sets there at the end of that Texas game. A little too late. That's what I wanted going into the game, every play. But they did not do that. Well, they listened to me. And a lot of you out there want changes. And I think maybe, it's possible. Like I said, on one hand, they could just keep doing what they wanted to do and execute better. Or they could totally overhaul some things, get the right people in the right positions, and go dominate. I don't know what's going to happen. So 34-10, Michigan wins versus Arkansas State, and they remain in the top 25 for now. Thank you, everybody. What do you guys think in the comments below? Thank you for watching. Like the video, share with other people, see what they think, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And let's go blue. Have a great night, everybody.